Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes report for the past 24 hours for the day of 943 for the 23rd of Sep. And there is a lot of frontline changes, particularly over the Kursk region. So we have frontline changes over in Veseloy in the Glushkovo sector, Ispanovka, Kamishevka, and there's also some update on Malaya Loknya, Martinovka, and then we jump to Sinkivka, Novoosinovo, Kurilyakivka in the Kupiansk front and the Pischany front, Mykolaievka in the Pokrov front, Sukhorine, Katerinivka in the Donetsk front, Vodiane as well as Zolota Neva. So we're going to jump back to the Kursk front. Over in the Klushkovo sector, there is geolocation of Ukrainian forces just off Vasilov over here. So let me zoom out a bit. Just over here. So this not confirmed, but it's just updated the map to show Ukrainian presence. However, this is a destruction of a Ukrainian infantry fighting vehicle. So this is not necessarily a real capture, but because of the way how we do it, as long as they're geolocated there, it's a capture until proven otherwise later. Because who knows, there's maybe more infantry around the infantry fighting vehicles that we're not seeing. So Ukrainians are there, they're there. Okay, so that's all for this area in the Glushkovo sector. This is Glushkovo. So over in the further up after the Glushkovo, Vasiloy thing, Espanovka. So there is a geolocation of Russian forces. This time now is the Russian armored vehicles getting hit. And because of this, we can confirm that the Russians actually have this area here. So this claim, invalidating Ukrainian claims in this area of Uspanovka. So that's about it. It's a small change. It's just small change. Then after this, we have frontline change over at the Kamishevka region. So Russian mapping has this claim, this area here. This is a very vague update because the map on their mapping was very small. So this is the estimate of what they have drawn. So Ukrainian forces basically have taken a much more advanced line than previously expected or understood. And there is a geolocation that prompted this all together near the Nedenov. So, but this actually is not very different from our, I think we have mapped something like this before, but we actually extended this part to reflect on the possibility of the fighting over in Malaya Loknya. And based on the Russian information, they say that there is some kind of information of alleged presence of Russian forces within Malaya Loknya. This is something that I have suspected for a long time, because the Russian Defense Ministry constantly report that the Ukrainians are attacking Malaya Loknya. So there is a possibility that the Russians do indeed have some positions around here. It's somewhat weird. So you can just accept that this is the best that we have at this moment. I know it looks weird, but yeah, war is weird because this is a huge expanse of ground. Things can be very unpredictable. So this is what it is over in the northern flank of the Kursk front. And after Malaya Loknya, there is frontline changes over the eastern flank of the Kursk front. So further updates, Russian mapping have considered a larger area around Martinovka, claiming that the Ukrainians actually have a much more advanced position than previously drawn. And this is just clarification of the front line. It does not necessarily mean that the Ukrainians are on the offensive in this area here. But it's just a clarification of front line, similar to the situation around here in the northern flank. But yeah, it is a capture. So capture is a capture. So rejoice. So we jump to Sinkivka. Over the Kupiansk front, there is some updates from the Russian mapping as well. Russian forces have taken more forest region on the west of Sinkivka. So you may notice it's all Russian sources because Deep State UA, the pro-Ukrainian source, have not updated their mapping yet as per this recording. So maybe I criticized them too much yesterday. So emotional damage. So they need to recover. Anyway, so this is what it is over Sinkivka. There's updates over in the south as well in the Pischane front. So there's Russian forces, Russian mapping has mapped it in this way, claiming a bit more grounds and closing up this weird salient in this area here. So this is in the direction of Novo Osenove from Pischane. So there's some updates around here, a small one in a way. And another update is over in the area of Krylyakivka. So there is a geolocation of Russian forces at the end of the tree line, confirming Russians have a much more better position, slightly better position that it was previously mapped by the Ukrainian mapping. So otherwise, this is the current situation over in the Pischane front. Small changes, it doesn't alter the tactical and strategic situation much. So after Krylyakivka, we have frontline change over at Mykolaiivka, over at the Pischane front. So just now we were here. So now we're jumping to the Pokrov front, sorry, not Pischane front, Pokrov front. So there is some updates. Geolocation of Russian forces getting destroyed, heavily bombarded in this area, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Attacked by Russian units on the outskirts, shelling by Ukrainians. Yeah, so I saw the footage is like some very big explosions and shelling. Basically, Russian forces has starting to advance on Mykolaiivka. So that's basically it. A little bit of frontline change, very, very slight, coming from Horodivka, heading towards Mykolaiivka. So let's continue to monitor this area. There is updates over Sukharine, further south in this area. Russian forces geolocated to be attacking the railway line forest, the railway forest in the north of Sukharine. So this is a pretty expected move, which will allow the Russians to attack southward towards Sukharine or move northward towards Pokrov along the railway line. So after this Sukharine one, we have frontline changes over Katerinivka. So this is over in the Donetsk front. Just now we were here. So now we are coming here. So over at this sector, there's a massive update by the Russian mapping. They claim that the Russian forces have advanced quite a bit around this southwest of Konstantinivka, moving towards Katerinivka. So the Russian forces have captured the entire tree line just off Konstantinivka, and most of this gully called the Solonenka Gully. So a lot of this gully has been taken, which is like a small valley, and they are now moving towards Katerinivka. So this is the current mapping by, this is just a Russian claim by the way. This only Russian mapping. Ukrainian mapping doesn't reflect this. So tentatively, this is what we have over in this area here, which is most likely true. Most likely this is going to be accurate because there is a lack of updates from this area for a long time, but we constantly have reports of fighting in towards Katerinivka. And then there's one another frontline change. The Russian forces continue to storm the South Donbass coal mine tree in this area here, allegedly taking most of it so far. So this is just one small change. Like that. Yeah, just small change, moving in the direction of Yefelenka. So, and there's one last frontline change over at Zolota Neva. This is also based on Russian claim. This is a Russian mapping. So south of Zolota Neva, the Russian forces have made some advance in this area here, just off Novodonetsk. So let me zoom in a bit. So in fact, I shouldn't have put it as Zolota Neva, but it's okay because they are heading towards that. So in the northeast of Novodonetsk, Russian forces have taken a huge amount of grounds. This area is around 2.93 square kilometers, heading towards Zolota Neva. So this area here would give the Russians a good area to fight northward towards Zolota Neva. The distance between the front line to the town of Zolota Neva is around 1 kilometer. So Anyway, just small updates. So that's it. A lot of updates. Nothing very mind-blowing except for the one at Kateryniivka. So anyway, thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, and hopefully we will see the Ukrainian mapping updated soon. And I will see you guys in the next update.